We need a copy editor. We need to hire a professional copy editor.
I'm Johnny the Folklore guy.
What happened to Johnny the Folklore guy?
Johnny the Folklore guy was a different guy. Different guy.
Welcome back, stranger. Today, we're diving into the esoteric world of the creepy and Crowley. If you are at all familiar with Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Paranormal Order, or TV's Supernatural, then you are probably familiar with the fictional world of cursed symbols. Perhaps you are a pagan practitioner or occultist yourself and believe curses exist outside make-believe.
What if I told you a symbol, a simple design, could within its pattern hold an ancient dark magic that, upon being released, could cause true physical harm to anybody who merely witnesses it? Throughout the annals of history... Excuse me?
It's annals. The expression is annals of history, from the Latin annum. Annals is something else.
Throughout the annals of history... I'm sorry, who are you?
Well, I'm Johnny the Folklore guy.
But
Mark brought me on as a copy editor, script supervisor.
Okay, what about Mark? Who is this?
It's Johnny the Folklore guy. I brought him on as a copy editor and script supervisor.
What do you mean he's Johnny the Folklore guy?
You said it yourself. We needed a copy editor, so I brought Johnny back.
I'm Johnny the Folklore guy.
Aha, but you also said it yourself. It's not who you are. It's who you used to be. Now you're a different guy, a different person.
That's not what I meant. That's not what any of that means. What I meant was I grew as a person and developed as a character. I'm not an entirely physical different being. How did you... What? How can...
I can do whatever I want. I produce this channel. I'm the producer. I'm producer Mort.
Huh?
And I think he's a great fit. Look at him. He knows what he's doing. He's good at this. So I'm cool. We just keep going.
Okay. Okay, from the top.
Yeah, no. Go ahead and start from throughout the annals of history.
Okay, from annals. Throughout the annals of history... No, do you know what? No. Okay, just... skip the intro, just roll the tape. Let's go!
But are these symbols truly cursed, or are they simply obsessed over by the superstitious? Let's break down some real-life symbols equally stewed in both folklore and fear. And remember, if you see these in the wild, leave immediately, quickly, quietly, without making a scene. Sulfur Crosses. Sulfur is frequently connected to brimstone, a term found in religious texts referring to the fiery pits of hell. Some folks may suggest the smell of sulfur indicates the presence of evil, demons, or the Big D himself. One symbol connected to sulfur is the Leviathan cross, often referred to as Satan's cross. While not typically considered a cursed symbol in the traditional sense, the sulfur crosses are deeply rooted in occult practices. Unlike religious symbols, they originate from the ancient practice of alchemy, where symbols were used to represent elements and their properties. The eternity symbol with its double cross, adopted by Anton LaVey in his Satanic Bible, is believed to be a deliberate inversion of the Christian cross. LaVey, the founder of the Church of Satan, embraced the Sulfur Cross as a symbol of his atheistic, individualistic brand of Satanism. This philosophy, popular among hedonist circles, emphasizes personal freedom and the pursuit of pleasure. The Sulfur Cross, with its association with fire, destruction, and the occult, aligns with the rebellious and anti-traditional spirit of LaVey's Satanism. Though most occultists appreciate it for its history and beauty, there are those who delight in the negative aspects of it. The Black Sun. While our first symbols were fun to some degree in nature, that fun pauses here. The black sun isn't your friendly neighborhood sun symbol. It has dark roots in Nazi occultism and the modern neo-Nazi movement. Originally found on the floor of a castle remodeled by a high-ranking Nazi named Heinrich Himmler, it gained popularity among Nazi occultists and later LaVeyan Satanists. The name Black Sun itself is a modern invention. It was prominently displayed by the Buffalo mass shooter in 2022 and by an individual who attempted to assassinate the Argentinian vice president in 2022. In more recent years, a member of the Ron DeSantis U.S. presidential campaign shared an embarrassing propaganda video containing the black sun symbol, leading to the aide's prompt dismissal. There seems to be an intrinsic historical link between this otherwise previously harmless floor mosaic and the psychotic actions of troubled individuals absorbed by hate. Bindrunes. One form of symbol that can be used in dark and cursing ways are bindrunes, either as is or in a reverted form. Not overtly evil is the Alga's rune. In Norse tradition, the branching Y-shaped symbol can be a double-edged sword. While it can represent protection, it can also be interpreted as a symbol of isolation or even a curse, depending on how it's drawn or used. When combined with other runes, it becomes a bindrune. Bindrunes are a unique practice involving combining Nordic runes to create new symbols with specific purposes. While most are harmless or benevolent in nature, some of these symbols are believed to be powerful curses designed to cause harm when used in certain ways. These practices have gained popularity on TikTok, with many users sharing videos about creating and using bindrunes.
And really, TikTok is my primary source here. I can't really find any older sources pre-21st century of bindrunes being used in this way. Leave a comment below if you know more than me on this subject, because I've always discovered them to be like positive charms and not really curses.
Iwaz, a rune associated with transformation and testing, is often likened to the death card in tarot. As a symbol of the yew tree, whose wood burns slow, Iwaz represents age, endurance, death, and eternal life. The Iwaz rune can be used to create confusion, destruction, dissatisfaction, weakness, or even death. Hagalaz represents uncontrolled destructive forces. Hagalaz in a bind rune may be used as an attempt to gain control over bad things that are happening. It can be used to bring crisis, disruption, and obstacles. Isa or ice can be used to bring stagnation and challenge. And then Merkstave Algiz, a variation of the Algiz rune, is believed to bring hopelessness, death, fear, and a lack of connection with the divine. The Smiling Face. The Smiley Face killer theory is a controversial hypothesis proposed by former NYPD detectives Kevin Gannon and Anthony Duarte. They believed a serial killer or group of killers is targeting young men, often college students, and drowning them in bodies of water. The theory gained traction due to the discovery of smiley face graffiti near some of the victims' bodies. When their findings were made public in 2008, many have pointed out hundreds of similar instances where young men have drowned in relatively short distance to smiling face graffiti in many US states and foreign countries, including links to the hypothesized Manchester, UK pusher. While there are 45 quote-unquote official cases linked as recent as 2017, many law enforcement agencies have largely dismissed the serial killer or smiley gang theory, attributing the deaths to accidental drownings and other causes, and the series of smiling faces, a convenient coincidence.
Next to peace signs, smiley faces are some of the most common, if not the second most common, act of graffiti. Urban areas are so rife with vandalist street art, it should come as no surprise that these designs are so prevalent, even if not especially, at the traumatic scenes of loss of life.
The Ojo de Venado. The evil eye, or mal ojo, is believed to be a powerful curse inflicted through the malicious gaze of certain individuals, causing widespread suffering and misfortune. Ancient shaman priests and folk doctors in Mexico have long studied this dreaded affliction, eventually discovering the Ojo de Venado, a deer's eye amulet, as a potent antidote to ward off even the most potent evil eye curses. But therein lies a contradiction, as this representation of folk medicine has carried through to modern regional Catholicism. It is an enduring clash between local tradition and official church doctrine. While church concern over non-sanctioned spiritual objects is neither new nor surprising, the growing use of the popular deer eye symbol is raising ecclesiastical concern. The church views these charms as an act of superstition, attributing magical efficacy to an object rather than to divine grace and God's providence in the first commandment, reinforcing this stance in Catechism 2117, stating that all practices of magic or sorcery are gravely contrary to the virtue of religion. It explicitly condemns the wearing of charms, making no distinction between good or ill intent. The act of seeking supernatural power outside of the sacraments is forbidden. Though the Ojo de Venado is a traditional Mesoamerican talisman used against mal de ojo, its custom usually involves syncretism with an image of the Virgin of Guadalupe or a saint superimposed over the amulet, a practice meant to baptize the folk custom with Christian symbolism. For the Church, this blending is an unacceptable contamination of the holy, as the primary power is still being attributed to the seed and not the affixed holy figure. One priest's advice is to destroy the amulet as a spiritual renunciation of non-divine power. It makes you wonder which one of these eyes is the evil one, the affliction or the cure. Is my beard growing back?
Well, I mean, these are reshoots, so,
The mark of the devil. This mark isn't necessarily a specific symbol drawn, carved, or inscribed. It's one that appears on you. Maybe you're born with it. Maybe it's Megalith. Remember that scene in Monty Python where they're trying to accuse a young woman of witchcraft and they use her wart as evidence? It sounds like a joke. I mean, it was a joke, but this is based on history. Lads did their research. The study of the body served the crucial purpose of providing physical evidence in trials for both witchcraft and canonization, demonstrating an absolute reliance on a physical form as an authority. This importance stemmed from a core belief in the supernatural, as signs discovered on or within the human body were believed to be definitive proof of forces beyond human comprehension. Moles, scars, birthmarks, and even wars were used as indicators. If they looked grim or nasty,
But she's a witch!
and if they were shaped like Jesus, the cross, or his passion wounds,
Here I know that he is a holy man of God.
Consequently, techniques like strip searches, autopsies, and even torture, specifically in the search for the devil mark, were used to find physical evidence of either a witch's nefarious behavior or a saint's piety. Ultimately, this unwavering trust in the body's capability to bear the visible and invisible marks of the devil irrevocably shaped criminal courts and medical procedures of the time.
It's a fair cop.
Check out this birthmark. It's spaghetti with meatballs. 666, the number of the beast. And finally, we have the symbol, the marking, the number that needs no introduction, 666. Known as the number of the beast, it's become synonymous with evil and the devil himself, also Iron Maiden.
666, the number of the beast.
But its impact extends beyond scripture. This figure, specifically and arguably 666, derives its sinister authority from the New Testament, the apocalyptic Revelation 13:18, identifying it as the devil's mark for manipulating political and economic subservience. This prophetic condemnation has transcended religious texts to become a potent cultural fear, manifesting in modern folklore and everyday superstition. Old wives' tales and Reddit anecdotes color how individuals attribute ordinary misfortunes such as car troubles or job instability to repeated encounters with the number, interpreting bad luck through a lens of the supernatural. People are deeply reluctant to settle bills that total precisely $6.66 or 666 pounds, fearing the transaction will invite genuine bad luck or spiritual debt. Consequently, staff in service roles often employ an unofficial protocol to avoid presenting this total, subtly adjusting the price by a penny to avert the numerical curse, bridging the gap between Armageddon and Taco Bell. And let us of course not forget Hobby Lobby, who refuses to use barcodes, insisting that there is somehow a connection between the mark of the beast and scanning some lines to price some crocheted doilies. This pervasive custom illustrates the enduring power of a simple number, transforming mere digits into a potent symbol of spiritual anxiety and collective superstition. So there you have it, all you scholars of potions and hexes and spells. A glimpse into some real-life symbols steeped in folklore and fear. Remember, these symbols might seem cursed, but the true power lies in the stories and the people surrounding them. What are some other symbols or markings or things that you perceive as being cursed? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more dark academic folklore. If this video receives 50 likes, just a measly 50 likes, we will do a video on cursed works of art, or perhaps cursed jewels. You decide which in the comments. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on our fresh releases. And also check out the Patreon. Link is in the description. Plans start at only $1. Nice copy editing, Johnny. If you like this video, you might also enjoy this video on history's most mysterious liars, tricksters, manipulators, and frauds. I have been the professor. You're always welcome in my neck of the cursed forest.